You know, folks, I've been around a long time, seen booms, busts, and everything in between, and if there's one group of people who truly understand money, it's the Jewish community. Their wisdom on wealth isn't just old sayings. It's battle-tested, time-proofed, and frankly brilliant. Today, I'm sharing 7 Jewish money rules I've never broken. And neither should you. Asterisk money's a great servant, but a terrible master. The Talmud says, who is rich? He who is content with what he has. I've seen folks chase dollars like they're running out of style. But real wealth, it's about making money work for you. Jewish tradition teaches diversification centuries before Wall Street caught on. My mentor Ben Graham, a Jewish investor, by the way, said it best, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's why I own businesses, stocks, and even farmland. In Hebrew, they say kamchabit, ham buy with taste. Don't be fooled by shiny discounts. If you wouldn't hold it for 10 years, don't buy it for 10 minutes. The Torah warns against excessive debt, and so do I. Borrowing to show off, that's like renting your future to a loan shark. My rule. If you can't pay cash, you can't afford it. Tzedakah isn't charity, it's justice. Giving isn't optional, it's how money circulates. Funny thing, the more I've given, the more's come back. Coincidence? Try it and see. Jewish kids learn finance before they learn fractions. Knowledge compounds faster than interest. I still read 5 hours a day, because the best investment, your brain. Wealth isn't about dying with the most toys. It's about building something that outlives you. My will, 99% to charity, because what good's a fortune if it doesn't do good? Now, folks, these rules aren't just for Jews or billionaires. They're for anyone who wants to handle money wisely. Break them at your own risk. Follow them? Well, let's just say you'll sleep better than most Wall Street hotshots. Money is a tool. Nothing more, nothing less. It's meant to serve you, not the other way around. Too many people spend their lives chasing after it, thinking that if they just had a little more, they'd finally be happy. But that's a game you can't win. The real trick is learning to be content with what you have while still making smart moves to grow it. You don't need a fortune to feel rich. You just need enough to live comfortably, take care of your family, and sleep well at night. The moment money starts dictating your choices, forcing you into jobs you hate, relationships you don't respect, or stress you can't shake, you've lost control. The best wealth isn't measured in bank statements. It's measured in freedom. Freedom to walk away from bad deals. Freedom to spend time with people you love. Freedom to wake up without dread. That's the kind of wealth worth building. And here's the thing. You don't get there by accident. You get there by making deliberate choices, spending less than you earn, avoiding debt traps, investing in things that actually grow over time. It's not complicated, but it does take discipline. Most folks get this backward. They think wealth is about flashy cars and big houses, but real wealth is quiet. It's the ability to say no when everyone else is saying yes. It's knowing the difference between looking rich and being rich. The biggest financial mistake you can make is letting money become the boss, because once it does, you're no longer in charge of your own life. You're just working to keep up with payments, expectations, and a lifestyle that doesn't even make you happy. True wealth isn't about accumulation. It's about allocation. Putting your money where it works for you, not against you. Buying assets, not liabilities. Building security, not just status. And the funny part, the less you chase money, the more it seems to find you. When you focus on creating real value, whether in business, investments, or even just how you live, money follows. Not the other way around. So ask yourself, who's in charge, you or your bank account? If the answer isn't clear, it's time to rethink your approach, because the goal isn't to die with the most zeros. The goal is to live with the most freedom, and that starts with one simple rule. Control your money. Don't let it control you. Putting all your eggs in one basket is a surefire way to end up with nothing but broken shells. The world changes fast. Industries collapse, jobs disappear, and what was once a sure thing can vanish overnight. the only real safety net, multiple streams of income. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a plumber, or a stockbroker. No single paycheck is bulletproof. The smartest people I've known always had something else going on. A side business, investments, skills they could monetize in a pinch. Diversification isn't just for Wall Street. It's for everyone, because when one door closes, you don't want to be left standing in the hallway with no other options. You want to have another door or 3 already open. This isn't about greed, it's about survival. The more ways you have to make money, the less any single setback can hurt you. Lose a job, fine you got rental income. Business slows down, no problem. Your dividends keep coming in. The best part, you don't need a fortune to start. Reinvest spare cash into assets that pay you back. Turn hobbies into income. Buy a small piece of a business instead of another depreciating toy. The goal isn't work yourself to death. It's to build a system where money comes in even when you're not actively grinding, because that's when you're truly secure, when your livelihood doesn't hinge on a single employer, client, or trend. And let's be honest, relying on one income is just gambling with your future. You might get lucky for years, but all it takes is one bad roll to wipe you out. Why take that chance when you don't have to? The wealthiest people I know didn't get there by doubling down on one thing. They got there by spreading risk, seizing opportunities, and never putting all their faith in a single source. So if you're still betting everything on one paycheck, ask yourself, what's your backup plan? If the answer is, I don't have one, it's time to change that. Because in this economy, a single income isn't a strategy, it's a ticking clock. A cheap price tag is the most expensive illusion in the world. People chase sales, discounts, and deals like they're winning something, only to end up with junk that breaks, stocks that crash, or businesses that fold. Real wealth isn't about buying cheap. It's about buying right. Value lasts. Fads fade. The best investments, whether in stocks, real estate, or even everyday purchases, are the ones that hold their worth over time. A well-made pair of shoes might cost more upfront, but if they last a decade instead of a year, you're actually saving money. The same goes for businesses. I'd rather pay a fair price for a great company than a bargain price for a mediocre one, because in the long run, quality compounds. Shoddy stuff just costs you twice, once when you buy it and again when you replace it. This isn't about being fancy, it's about being smart. You don't need the most expensive version of everything, just the version that delivers real utility over time. A used Toyota that runs forever is a better buy than a flashy lease that drains your wallet. And here's the kicker. Most people never learn this. They're so focused on the upfront cost that they ignore the total cost. But the math doesn't lie. Paying more for something that lasts is almost always cheaper than paying less for something that doesn't. This applies to everything, from the clothes you wear to the stocks you hold. Durability matters, quality matters, and most of all, long-term thinking matters, because money isn't just about what you spend. It's about what you keep, and the best way to keep more is to buy things that don't need replacing. So next time you're tempted by a bargain, ask yourself, is this actually a good deal or just a cheap distraction? If you're not sure, walk away. True value reveals itself over time, and so do the mistakes of chasing price over worth. Debt is the ultimate illusion of wealth. It lets you live like a king today while turning you into a servant tomorrow. The problem isn't borrowing. It's borrowing for the wrong reasons, taking on debt to survive, sometimes unavoidable, taking on debt to show off. That's just signing your freedom away. The interest you pay isn't just money lost, it's time lost. Hours of your life spent working to cover purchases you don't even remember. The average person spends years of their income just servicing debt. Years they'll never get back. And the worst part, debt doesn't feel dangerous until it's too late. A little here, a little there, next thing you know, you're trapped in a cycle where you're working just to stay afloat. That's not living, that's surviving. Now, not all debt is evil. Borrowing to buy a home or grow a business can make sense if the number Work, but borrowing to fund a lifestyle, that's a one-way ticket to Stress City. The richest people I know avoid debt like the plague, not because they can't afford it, but because they can. They'd rather wait and pay cash than pay a bank extra for the privilege of impatience, and here's the truth. Debt is addictive. The more you use it, the harder it is to stop. It rewires your brain to think short-term, to prioritize appearances over reality, to confuse "I want it" with "I can afford it." Breaking free starts with one rule: if you can't pay cash, you can't afford it. Period. No excuses. No. But this one time, because every exception leads to another and another until you're buried, the goal isn't to never borrow. The goal is to never need to borrow, to live below your means, save aggressively, and only use debt when it's a calculated tool, not a crutch. Because real wealth isn't about what you owe. It's about what you own, and the less you owe, the more you own. Your money, your time, and your future. Money is like water. If you hoard it, it stagnates. If you let it flow, it comes back in ways you can't predict. Giving isn't just charity. It's a law of nature. The more you help others, the more the universe helps you. This isn't some mystical idea. It's practical. Generosity builds trust, opens doors, and creates connections that pay off in unexpected ways. The people who give freely are the ones others want to do business with, invest in, and support. But here's the key: you can't give with strings attached. Real generosity means expecting nothing in return. The moment you start keeping score, you've missed the point. I've seen it time and again. The people who share their knowledge, their resources, their time. They're the ones who always seem to land on their feet, not because of luck, but because they've built a network of goodwill that catches them when they fall. And let's be clear, giving doesn't mean being reckless. You don't hand money to every sob story. You give strategically, to causes you believe in, people you trust, and opportunities that align with your values. The irony: the more you give, the more you realize how little you actually need. It's a paradox. The people who cling tightest to their money are often the most insecure, while those who give freely feel the richest, because true wealth isn't just about accumulation, it's about contribution. Leaving things better than you found them, making sure your money does more than just sit in an account. It actually does something. So if you're waiting until you're rich enough to give back, you've got it backward. Start now with whatever you have: time, money, advice. It all counts, because in the end, the measure of your wealth isn't what you keep. It's what you give away, and the more you give, the more you'll find that life has a funny way of giving back. Money isn't about luck, shortcuts, or secrets. It's about principles, simple, unbreakable rules that have stood the test of time, the kind of wisdom that doesn't fade with market crashes or trends, the kind that builds fortunes slowly, surely, and permanently. If you take nothing else from this, remember this: wealth isn't a number, it's a mindset. It's the ability to control money instead of letting it control you, to make decisions from logic, not fear or greed, to see beyond today and plant seeds that grow for decades. Too many people chase the illusion of wealth, the cars, the watches, the Instagram flexes, but real wealth doesn't scream, it whispers. It's the peace of knowing you're secure no matter what happens. Freedom to walk away from anything that doesn't serve you. Every rule we've talked about today comes down to one thing: durability, durable income streams, durable investments, durable habits. Because anything that's built to last doesn't come from cutting corners. It comes from doing things right, even when no one's watching. You don't need a Wall Street degree or a Silicon Valley startup to win with money. You just need discipline, the discipline to spend less than you make, the discipline to avoid debt traps, the discipline to invest in what matters: your knowledge, your health, your future. And here's the beautiful part: none of this is complicated. It's just hard. Hard because it requires patience. Hard because it means saying no when everyone else is saying yes. Hard because real wealth isn't built in a day. It's built day by day, but that's also what makes it so powerful. These rules don't just make you rich. They keep you rich. They protect you from the ups and downs, the bubbles and crashes, the mistakes that wipe out everyone else. Because money isn't just about making it. It's about keeping it, growing it, passing it on. And that only happens when you treat wealth as a marathon, not a sprint. So start small. Pick one rule, just one, and commit to it. Maybe it's cutting up a credit card. Maybe it's opening an investment account. Maybe it's finally starting that side hustle. Whatever it is, do it today, not tomorrow, not someday, today, because time is the one thing you can't get back. Every dollar saved early, every debt avoided, every skill learned compounds, and the earlier you start, the bigger the payoff. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about getting rich right, about building something that doesn't just last your lifetime. It outlives you. That's the true measure of wealth. So ask yourself, what kind of future are you building? One of stress and scrambling, or one of security and freedom? The choice is yours. The rules are clear, and the clock is ticking. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time, right now. Your money, your future, your legacy. They all start with the decisions you make today. So make them count. Stick to the rules. And watch what happens when you stop chasing money and start letting it work for you. Because in the end, real wealth isn't what you have, it's what you've built, and that's something no one can ever take from you.